Get a whiff of this. Japan's newest automotive innovation is biomethane engines. Oh yes, I kid you not. We are indeed talking about cars effectively powered by manure and other assorted plant stuff. I ain't talking shit here. If you think this idea smells funny, take it up with the likes of Toyota, Nissan and Suzuki. Holy cow, are we going to be trading milk for mileage? Well, I'll explain everything after this, and I'll also check out what other alternatives to powering our cars by petrol, diesel and indeed electrons might be out there.
A brown car guy. Brown car guy.
So I reckon at some point an automotive engineer in Japan started sharing a bit too much sake with a farmer, and they came up with an idea to pool the poo, so to speak. Imagine then driving a car powered by cow dung and crop residue. Don't turn your noses up at that thought, because it's actually happening. Now, unlike China, which has gone all in a big way on electric vehicles and actually have made it something of a success story for the nation's fledgling car industry, Japan, on the other hand, has been taking something of a cautious approach to EVs. I mean, it's fair to say they have their concerns, and this is despite having led the way when it came to hybrid vehicles. For example, Takahiro Fujimoto, a professor of business at Waseda University, believes that electric vehicles are a key solution for reducing emissions, but they still have weak points such as the large amount of emissions produced while making lithium-ion batteries a chief component of them, of course. And he says, at the very least, I believe the proliferation of innovations in BEVs, battery electric vehicles, are definitely needed. But that argument is logically not the same as saying that we all need BEVs. A very fair point, and one that I've also echoed in the past. Plus, Japan, has an excellent and efficient public transport system. So the urgency for electric vehicles isn't perhaps as high as it is in countries where the public transport system isn't as well developed, which means that Japan can afford to sit back a little, take a pause and think things through. Smartly, they have been ruminating over alternative options for motive power, and as a result, some car companies there are actually betting on biomethane. Now, this green fuel is derived from organic waste such as animal manure and agricultural leftovers. And it's not just theory. Suzuki, for instance, plans to showcase its biomethane-powered WagonR at an upcoming car show in Japan. They're working with local dairy farmers to turn cow patties into clean energy. Imagine going to a burger joint drive-in in a car powered by cow poo. Now, that's what I would call a moving experience. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was terrible. There was no reason for that, sorry. But I know what you're thinking. I know what you're really thinking. Poo-powered cars could mean shitty smells on our streets. Actually, no, because the purification process ensures stink-free rides. Now, these engines are designed to perform just as well as traditional gasoline engines with significantly lower emissions. They're comparable to the economy of and the efficiency, in fact, of a diesel engine, which is not really bad, actually, is it? In fact, initial trials have showed that the vehicles can cover over 500 kilometers on a single tank of biomethane. That's over 300 miles. Toyota aims to release its first biomethane car by 2026, collaborating with biogas suppliers to ensure a steady fuel supply. Meanwhile, Nissan is investing heavily in this technology and aims to roll out their versions of these environmentally free vehicles soon too. But while brown power might be cool for the brown car guy, come on, as I always say, brown is profound. Anyway though, Poo-Powered isn't the only future alternative to both traditional petrol and diesel cars and as well as EVs and hybrids. Other possibilities are also out there. Car companies in Japan and elsewhere haven't, for example, quite given up on hydrogen just yet. Despite some setbacks, it's still a viable option. Hydrogen fuel cells produce only water as a byproduct, making them an incredibly clean energy source. And you can even convert regular combustion engine cars to run on hydrogen, as Toyota has proven on the track. The challenge, however, has been in making hydrogen production and storage safe and efficient. But you know the Japanese. They're always up for an engineering challenge, So you never know. But what else is out there, or in the pipeline, so to speak? How about atomic batteries to power? I've mentioned these before, and people have thought that I'm just talking about Star Trek technology like dilithium crystals, so made up stuff. But actually, atomic batteries, atomic diamond batteries, are a real thing, and actually they're not far off the concept of dilithium crystals. Scientists are currently working on developing a nuclear diamond battery which produces power from the radioactive decay of leftover nuclear power station material encased in diamond to make the radiation safe. This diamond battery, like all nuclear batteries, produces power proportionately to the half-life of the radioactive source. In other words, it lasts for a long time. A very long time. These diamond batteries are still a ways off, but tritium beta voltaics, which offer similar benefits, are already in use. And you know, the Voyager space probes, well, you know, the ones that we've been sending out into space for decades now, they also do use nuclear batteries. So these batteries demonstrate tremendous opportunity for repurposing existing nuclear waste while offering a long-term steady flow of electricity. However, they're not practical for cars at the moment. They just don't put out enough power. Maybe with further development we might see them powering more significant applications and possibly future vehicles of some kind. Just think, one day your descendants might be driving a vehicle that's powered by the same technology that powers space probes. Now that's truly out of this world. Oh, sorry to interrupt. Are you enjoying the video? Well, make sure you've punched the like button. It helps. What about engines powered by water? Well, hydrogen fuel cell vehicles essentially use water in a chemical process to generate energy. I mean, there is even such a thing as the Toyota water engine, which is a hydrogen fuel cell application. Water fuel cars have been the subject of numerous international patents, newspaper and popular science magazine articles. However, thus far, sadly, the claims for these devices have been found to be pseudoscience, and some were found to be tied to investment fraud, so be very careful. So maybe not then. I'm really sorry, Keanu Reeves, from the 1996 movie Chain Reaction. What you showed in that movie is not quite realistic, I'm afraid. But who knows? I mean, who really knows about anything? Going back to Star Trek, as I often do, remember in that they have antimatter dryers. Well, we're still a long way from harnessing antimatter for practical use, and there is such a thing as antimatter, the theoretical energy output that you could get would be astronomical. So imagine a future where you could fuel your car with a pinch of antimatter and basically drive halfway across the galaxy. Hey, we can dream a little, right? Anyway, whether it's manure under the bonnet or diamond batteries in the boot, there is hope. And it's not just all about electric dreams. There are always possibilities. Along with the EV, we already have e-fuels, biofuels, and now potentially biomethane, and who knows what's to come or to be discovered. Electric cars are definitely one part of the answer to our future mobility needs, but we should never put all our eggs in one basket. That's just short-sighted. So remember, sometimes the best fuel for future cars could be right under our noses. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Check this out, guys. It's my book. It's my first novel, and it's written for car fans like you. It's a fun political action thriller. It's full of cool cars and spectacular action. Get your copy now at Amazon.com. Shout out time, guys. Thank you so much. Hey, if you enjoy my content, why not get involved? Buy me a coffee. You can do that at either of these links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, buy me a thanks or take out a membership. It all helps. It really does.